trigonometrical identity as it holds for all the values of angle theta. Like if I take the value of theta as 1 degree, so sine square 1 degree plus cos square 1 degree is equal to 1. The result will means both the sides will be always equal. Theta is 72 degree. Then sine square 72 degree plus cos square 72 degree is equal to 1. Okay. If I take theta is equal to 105 upon 2 degree, suppose, then also the equation hold for the particular angle theta is equal to 105 degree, 5 upon 2 degree. That is sine square 105 degree, 5 upon 2 degree plus cos square 105 upon 2 degree. Then also the result will 1. If I take the value theta as 0 degree, suppose, then sine square 0 degree plus cos square 0 degree is equal to 1. Okay, means it is true for all the values. If whatever value if I take suppose if I take sine square 22.5 degree plus cos square 22.5 degree, then also what is the result? 1. Are you able to understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So basically 3 trigonometrical identities are used for proving, okay, other identities.
Hello.
Hello? Now, if the first identity is sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, okay. Second identity is 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. And third identity is 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. Okay. So from the first identity, you can make use, in place of 1, you can write sine square theta plus cos square theta. In place of sine square theta plus cos square theta, you can write 1. And the 2 other results, sine square theta can also be written as 1 minus cos square theta. Cos square theta can be written as 1 minus sine square theta from the first identity. And similarly, in place of 1 plus tan square theta, you can write directly sec square theta. Or in place of sec square theta, you can write 1 plus tan square theta. And the 2 other results which can be written from this identity are 1 is equal to sec square theta minus tan square theta. Okay. Or tan square theta is equal to sec square theta minus 1. These results are quite often used. Okay. And similarly for the third identity, 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. You can write in place of 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta, or wherever cosec square theta is coming, you can write 1 plus cot square theta. So you have to mug up these 3 identities basically, okay, and very, very useful, because this whole topic is simply based on these 3 trigonometrical identities and the trigonometrical ratios which I have taught you in the beginning, which you have already studied. Okay, that is tan theta is equal to sin theta upon cos theta, and cot theta is equal to cos theta upon sin theta. Okay, and now from the third identity you can make 2 more results. Okay, that is 1 is equal to cosec square theta minus cot square theta, and cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta minus 1. And among these results, this result 1 is equal to sec square theta minus tan square theta, and 1 is equal to cosec square theta minus cot square theta are quite often used. Are you able to understand? Hello? Hello? Boys, are you able to listen the voice? In chat. Is my voice audible? Okay. So now let us come back to the proof of identities. That is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. So the proof is very, very easy, or easiest one. Like if I take any triangle ABC, okay, and in triangle ABC, if I mark the angle C as theta, then in right angle triangle ABC, right angle at B, according In right angle triangle ABC, in which I have marked the angle C as theta, according to Pythagoras theorem, what can you write? H square, that is hypotenuse square, is equal to perpendicular square plus base square, because I have represented the side AB as P, okay, as it is opposite to angle theta, and BC as B, because it is adjacent to marked angle theta. So the first equation I have written on the basis of Pythagoras theorem. Now, if I divide the first equation by H square both the sides, what result we will get? H square upon H square is equal to P square upon H square plus B square upon H square. So H square and H square will be cancelled, and 1 is equal to P upon H whole square plus B upon H whole square, and perpendicular upon hypotenuse, as you already know, that it is representing sine theta. So it will be sine square theta, and B upon H, that is base upon hypotenuse, is representing what? Cos square theta. Okay, that's why I have started with the first class 9 basics. Okay, so because many of you have forgotten the trigonometrical ratios. Okay, so the first result is proved, first identity is proved. Now, if I divide the first equation both sides by B square, we will get H square upon B square is equal to P square upon B square plus B square upon B square. So H square upon B square is equal to P square upon P upon B whole square plus 1, because B square and B square will be cancelled. And what is the ratio? Hypotenuse upon base? Sec. So it will be sec square theta. What is the ratio perpendicular upon base? Tan. So it will be tan square theta plus 1. So what was the second identity? That 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. And hence this is also proved. Now coming to the third part, for proving the third identity, similarly, if you will divide the first equation, which we have got by Pythagoras theorem, by P square both the sides. Siddharth mentioned the doubt in chat. Siddhant, if you have any doubt, you can just type in chat. Okay. Now, so if I divide by both the sides by P square, so hypotenuse upon perpendicular is the ratio cosec theta is equal to 1 plus base upon perpendicular is cot theta. So it will be 1 plus cot square theta. Okay. So in this way, these three trigonometrical identities are already proved. Okay. So any doubt regarding this? Now, because these proofs are very, very easy, but now I'm telling you about some applications of these trigonometrical identities in proving the other identity. Okay. Like I have taken 1 or 2 examples. Like first, prove the identity sec A minus 1 upon sec A plus 1 is equal to 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A. One thing I want to tell you boys, that either start from left hand side and proceed to prove equal to right hand side, or start from right hand side to prove left hand side. But note, you cannot prove it by making use of both the sides as per the instructions of the council. Okay. And if you do so, then no marks will be awarded. Like sometimes in the books also it is mentioned that they have taken both the sides together. Okay. And you can't take both the sides together, especially in the case of an identity, especially when it is mentioned to prove an identity. So always try to proceed either from left hand side and come to the right hand side, or from right hand side and come to the final result of left hand side. But you can't take both the sides together, because it is decided in the council meeting also. Okay. And no marks will be awarded. I'm talking in case of identities. Okay. Now, in the previous sum, like if I start from LHS, okay, if I start from LHS, sec a minus 1 upon sec a plus 1. So I've written in place of sec a is equal to 1 upon cos a. 1 upon cos a minus 1 upon 1 upon cos a plus 1. So 1 minus cos a upon cos a, and in the denominator 1 plus cos a upon cos a. So cos a and cos a will be cancelled, and we will come to the final result, that is 1 minus cos a upon 1 plus cos a, and this was the right hand side. Is there any doubt to anybody till now? Is there any doubt to anybody? Yes. Just tell. What is the doubt, beta? If I start from, muted us. If I start from the RHS, then it is 1 minus cos a upon 1 plus cos a. That was the right hand side. So 1 minus cos a can be written as 1 upon sec a. So in the similarly, in this way, 1 minus 1 upon sec a upon 1 plus 1 upon sec a. That is sec a minus 1 upon sec a and sec a plus 1 upon sec a. Sec a and sec a are cancelled, and you will get the result as sec a minus 1 upon sec a plus 1, which was our left hand side. Okay. Are you able to understand, Babali? Nobody has mentioned in the chat. That means you all have understood. Okay. If you have any doubt, write in the chat. Now, I'm going to start. RHS 1. Okay. So RHS 1, I'm just telling you. From RHS side, if I start from proceeding from right hand side, our right hand side was what? 1 minus cos a upon 1 plus cos a. And cos a can be written as 1 upon sec a. Okay. So I have written in place of cos a 1 upon sec a, both in numerator and denominator. Okay. So when you will solve, then you will get sec a minus 1 upon sec a upon sec a plus 1 upon sec a. And sec a will be cancelled. So you will get result as what? Sec a minus 1 upon sec a plus 1. But when you can solve in an easier manner, okay, then it will be much more easy, I think so. You can make use of any of the results, but you have to think about the easiest manner. Okay, and trigonometrical INTs and ratios are taught to you for that, and after doing the practice, it will automatically be in the practice. Okay, it is clear to you or not? Ibrahim, is it clear to you? Okay, so we will get the result as sec a minus 1 upon sec a plus 1, which was our left hand side. So you have learned from the first case that either you can start from left hand side and proceed towards the right hand side, or from right hand side to the left hand side. Now I'm coming to the another example. Okay, like I have taken the example from your book only, that prove the following identity: 1 plus tan square a into cot a upon cosec square a is equal to tan a. So what I can do, in place of 1 plus tan square a, Okay, so let us start with the second case. Like I have written, to prove the identity 1 plus tan square a into cot a upon cosec square a is equal to tan a. Okay, so we can start from LHS, that is 1 plus tan square a into cot a upon cosec square a. Always remember, you have to just think about the identities and the numerical ratios in a very simple manner. Like wherever, suppose cot ratio is coming, then try to put cos upon sine, and in place of cos, 1 upon sine. And like 1 plus tan square a, I have taught you 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta in the identity part when we have proved the identity. So straightforward, we can make use of this identity that 1 plus tan square a is equal to sec square a, okay, into cot a upon cosec square a. So now sec square a can be written as what? Sec square a can be written as 1 upon cos square a, because sec and cos are reciprocal of each other. And cot a can be written as cos a upon sin a. And in the denominator, cosec square a can be written as 1 upon sin square a. Are you able to understand, everybody? Okay, everybody is able to understand probably, because I'm not getting any response in the chat part regarding the confusion. Okay, so in place of 1 plus tan square a, I have written sec square a, because it is given as the identity. And cot a, in place of cot a, I have written cot a only, I have left, and cosec square a is written as cosec square a only. Now in place of sec square a, I have written the second step 1 upon cos square a. And in place of cot a, I have written cos a upon sin a, because cot theta is equal to cos theta upon sin theta. And similarly, in the denominator part, in place of cosec square a, I have written 1 upon sin square a, because you already know cosec theta is equal to 1 upon sin theta. Now, when you will take these, then in the numerator part, cos square a, the square part of denominator, one cos will be cancelled, and this sin square a will go in the numerator part. So sin square a upon cos a into sin a you will get, and this sin a will be cancelled by sin square a. So only sin a upon cos a will be left, and this is equal to tan a. And this is how the result is proved. And we came to the RHS part, right hand side part. Okay, is there any doubt to anybody? So nobody has any doubt. That's good. Okay. Now we can start with the third case. Like prove the identity cot a minus cosec a whole square is equal to 1 minus cos a upon 1 plus cos a. Siddharth, you can solve by any of the methods. Okay. I have taken only one side, but you can prove by both the ways, either from right hand side or LHS. I have given one example in the beginning only. Okay. Now coming to this case, prove the identity cot a minus cosec a whole square is equal to 1 minus cos a upon 1 plus cos a. Okay. So cot a minus cosec a whole square, I have written in the beginning as cosec a minus cot a whole square. I just interchange the position, because a minus b whole square or b minus a whole square, both are, the values are same. Okay, because a minus b whole square is also a square plus b square plus 2ab minus 2ab, and b minus a whole square will be also b square plus a square minus 2ab. So we can interchange in case of square, because square of any negative number is also positive. So in place of cos A k, I have written 1 upon sin A, and minus cot A. In place of cot A, I have written cos A upon sin A. Because I told you in the beginning that whenever these type of ratios are given, you have to apply the simple values. Now, 1 upon sin A minus cos A upon sin A. I am just solving the bracket. So sin A is the common LCM. 1 minus cos A in the numerator and whole square of this. 1 minus cos A whole square upon sin square A. Okay, and it is equal to 1 minus cos A whole square, and in place of sin square A, we can write as 1 minus cos square A, because I taught you in the first identity, that is sin square A can be written as 1 minus cos square A. Okay, and now I am proceeding. 1 minus cos A whole square upon 1 can be written as, this 1 can be written as 1 square minus cos square A. 1 square minus cos square A. Okay, and 1 square minus cos square A is just like in the form of A square minus B square. So A plus B into A minus B. Numerator I am not touching, 1 minus cos A whole square, and denominator I have solved by using this identity A square minus B square as A plus B into A minus B. So 1 minus cos A whole square upon 1 minus cos A upon into 1 plus cos A, because it is in the form of A square minus B square. So 1 minus cos A will be cancelled with 1 minus cos A whole square. So in the finally we will get the result 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A, and this is equal to our right hand side. Okay, this is our right hand side, and see, you have to proceed with the simple values. Don't think about the substitution of the other values. Okay, and applying the INT or the trigonometrical ratios in a haphazard manner. Is there any doubt in this sum? Yes, Ibrahim, we can write 1 minus cos A whole square as 1 minus cos A into 1 minus cos A. I have already cancelled in the second step, because there is no need of writing 1 minus cos A whole square, as it looks kiddish actually. Okay, because it is already cancelled with the denominator part. Okay, good. Ibrahim, you have understood? That's good, great. Now, let us start with the question 4. Okay, prove the identity under root 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A. These type of sums are generally asked in the board exams also. Is equal to sin A upon 1 plus cos A. So, in these type of sums, in 90% sums, you have to just you have to multiply both numerator and denominator just to rationalize the denominator. You have read in the rational and irrational numbers in class 9. Okay, so you have to rationalize the denominator by multiplying by its conjugate. Like in this case, if I start from left hand side, under root 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A. So in these type of sums where under root 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A is given, if I want to rationalize, what will I do? I will multiply by the conjugate of the denominator, and the conjugate of denominator 1 plus cos A is what? 1 minus, okay. But in this case especially, because I am already observing, okay, in this case I am already observing that in the right hand side it is already given 1 plus cos A. So I will not multiply by the conjugate. Here I am multiplying by 1 plus cos A instead of rationalizing the denominator. Okay, I am writing 1 plus cos A. So under root 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A is already written, and I am multiplying 1 plus cos A upon 1 plus cos A. But in this case, only I have multiplied because I was already keeping an eye on the right hand side. Now, if I multiply both numerator and denominator by 1 plus cos A upon 1 plus cos A, it will not make any difference. But if you see the result, under root 1 minus cos A upon 1 into 1 plus cos A in the numerator part, it will be 1 minus cos square A. Okay, because A minus Emmanuel, what are you not able to understand, beta? Mention in chat. Pinpoint the step which you are not able to understand. Because I was already observing that in the right hand side, 1 plus cos A was already in the denominator. So sometimes you have to see that what is the requirement. But in general, we multiply by the conjugate in these type of identities. That's what I was telling you. But we have to keep an eye on the right hand side result also, towards which we have to proceed. Okay. So I have multiplied both the sides, both numerator and denominator, by 1 plus cos A, because we have to bring 1 plus cos A in the right hand side, and 1 plus, I have multiplied both numerator and denominator. If I have proceeded 1 minus cos A upon 1 plus cos A, I have multiplied both numerator and denominator by 1 plus cos A upon 1 plus cos A. And now yes, Kushagra. Actually, here I have not rationalized, but I told you that in these type of sums, we generally do the rationalization. But in this case, this sum is exception. Exception, you are absolutely correct. Okay. That's why I have written 1 plus cos A. But in general, that's why I'm telling you verbally. That's why I'm telling you verbally that in this case, especially, I'm not rationalizing. I'm just multiplying both numerator and denominator by 1 plus cos A. Okay, you have to remove the root. Okay, now after reaching this step, 1 minus cos A into 1 plus cos A, it will take the shape of 1 minus cos square A, and 1 plus cos A into 1 plus cos A will form 1 plus cos A whole square, and now it will come out of the square root sign. So it will become only 1 plus cos A, because square root sign I have kept over 1 minus cos square A, that is numerator. Now, under root 1 minus cos square A can be written as what? Sin square A, because we know the identity here, the application of identity has come. Okay. So 1 minus cos square A is equal to sin square A, and under root sin square A can be written as sin A upon 1 plus cos A. And this is our right hand side. Are you all able to understand properly? Shiven, in this case, in this question, actually, there is no need of rationalizing the denominator. That's what I was telling you verbally. Here, we have to just remove the square root in the denominator. That's why in the right hand side part, it is already written 1 plus cos A. So I have to remove the square root sign. That's why I have multiplied both the side, both numerator and denominator by 1 plus cos A. But in general, we do in many sums. That's what I was telling you. Okay, so everybody is saying yes, sir. That means you all have understood. Very good. I know that my horrible characters are very, very intelligent. Okay, and I'm really proud of you all. So let us start with one more example. And this type of case is generally asked also in the exam. And Saad, if there is any doubt, then you can ask in the chat, mention the chat, okay? Now, this is the, okay, so this type of sum is generally asked, and this, especially these type of sums like cot A plus cos A minus 1 upon cot A minus cos A plus 1, okay? Now, in these type of sums, you have to see that in place of 1, we can make use of the identity because the question is in which terms, okay? Cot and cos A. So we can make use of the identity, okay? And we can, in place of 1, what can we write? I taught you when I taught you the results of the 3 INTs. In place of 1, we can write as cos A square A minus cot square A. Are you able to understand? And rest of the things are already as usual. Cot A plus cos A is as usual in place of minus 1. And 1 I have written, and in place of 1 I have written the value cos A square A minus cot square A, because this was a third identity, okay? And denominator I have not touched. Denominator is as usual cot A minus cos A plus 1, okay? Now, in this step, after this, if you see carefully that cos A square A minus cot square A, cos it is in the form of A square minus B square. Cos A square A minus cot square A, it is in the form of difference of squares, okay? Difference of squares. So we can write cos A square A minus cot square A as cos A plus cot A and cos A minus cot A. Are you able to understand, Babali? Now, cot A plus cos A is already written. One minute. Now, after reaching this step, I have written in the numerator part cos A square A minus cot square A as cos A plus cot A and cos A minus cot A in place of that. And first cot A plus cos A is written as usual. Now, if you see carefully, in the numerator part, denominator part is as usual. Denominator part is as usual. In the first step, if you see carefully, in the numerator part, cot A plus cos A is common. Cot A plus cos A is common. So if I take cot A plus cos A is common because the first step is cot A plus cos A and the second word is cos A plus cot A into cos A minus cot A. This is the second part. So in this cot A plus cos A is common. So when I will take it common in the whole expression, then what is left? In place of cot A plus cos A, there is only 1 and minus in the other part, cos A minus cot A will be left in the bracket. But remember that cos A minus cot A should be in bracket. Okay, this is a very important step. Cos A minus cot A should be in the bracket. Now, after this, in the next step, cot A plus cos A is written as usual, and I have just opened 1 minus cos A plus cot A, because minus into minus will make it plus, so plus cot A. and cot A plus cos AK is already outside. And now if you see carefully, what is the denominator? Cot A is already over here, cot A and cot A minus cos AK and plus 1. So these numerator and denominator will be cancelled. Now what is left? Cot A plus cos AK. And what is the value of cot A? Cot A can be written as cos A upon sin A, and cos AK can be written as 1 upon sin A, because I have taught you in the beginning only that cos AK is equal to 1 upon sin A and cot A is equal to cos A upon sin A. Now sin A is the common LCM. So sin A, when I will take as common LCM, what is left in the numerator? Cos A plus 1. And this is our right hand side. So, okay, this is our right hand side. But these type of sums can be given in the form of, sin A and cos, sin and cos also, like sin A plus cos A minus 1 up, okay, or in this form tan A and sec A minus 1 upon 10, okay. In the numerator part you can get the, and denominator will be also in the same form. So wherever 1 is coming, you have to, like, if the same sum would have been given in, like in question number 5, I have written cot A plus cos AK minus 1. The sum can be given in this form also, that tan A plus sec A minus 1. So in that type of sum also, in place of 1, we can make use of the identity. Okay. What is the identity? Sec square A minus tan square A. Okay. So I have taught you these 5 examples related to the proving of trigonometrical identities. Is there any doubt to anybody? Saad, you have mentioned that what is the product 1 plus cos A into 1 plus cos A? 1 plus cos A into 1 plus cos A is 1 plus cos A whole square. And 1 plus cos A, in the previous sum you are talking about question number 4. Okay. So 1 plus cos A into 1 plus cos A is 1 plus cos A whole square. And square of any number, where if it is coming in the square root sign, then square root sign is automatically removed. That's why I have written, okay, in the denominator 1 plus cos A in question number 4. Is there any other doubt to anybody? Okay, so nobody is saying, and everybody is saying no doubt. That's great, and I know that my boys are smart. Purchase the books, boys. If you have not purchased the books, then you can get the sums online also. You can take, you all have so many facilities, make full use of the net. Okay. And in case if you are facing any difficulty, then you can ask, how many of you have not purchased the books? Listen, boys, you can do the sums of trigonometrical identities from any of the textbooks, whichever you have. Okay. Concise is prescribed, but in class 10, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to do the sums. You are doing the topic. Just remember, you are doing the topic. So topic are taught, not the particular exercises from the particular books. Okay. So if R.S. Agarwal is there, or M.L. Agarwal is there, or you have the concise, or you have any other book, okay, and the topic is trigonometrical identities, then you can solve from anywhere and you can discuss any sum from any book with me. Okay, I will always be ready to help you out. But when you are studying the topic, then don't think that from this particular book or from that particular book, because every book has the same type of questions, and hardly one or two questions differs. Okay, if there is any doubt to anybody, then you can mention just now in the chat. Okay, otherwise I'm going to end the meeting, but with this expectation that you will try the sums. If you have purchased the books, well and good. Okay, otherwise you can take the sums online also, or from your textbook. You can request the others also to WhatsApp you the sums from the textbooks, whatever textbooks they have. Okay, so please mention the problem in chat if you have. Otherwise I'm going to stop. Okay, boys, so I'm going to end now, and that's all for today's session. And whenever I will take the other class, then I will send you the link. That's all.